If you think the worst she can say is no, then you should feel lucky that you're not these animal. They play by different rule, and that would be, if you aren't paying for dinner, then you will be the dinner. The praying mantis. The praying mantis is probably the world's most famous example of sexual cannibalism. At first glance, praying mantises almost look elegant. Their triangular heads swivel slowly like tiny aliens scanning the environment. Their front legs fold together, as if they're peacefully praying. But during mating, that graceful image becomes much more unsettling. Male mantises approach females with extreme caution because the female is not just larger than him. She's armed like a living alien weapon. Huge compound eyes, bladed forelegs covered in spikes, reflexes fast enough to snatch insects directly out of the air. The male essentially has to climb onto a biological wood chipper and hope she's in a romantic mood instead of a hungry one. And unfortunately for him, those two moods are sometimes the same thing. During mating, the female may suddenly turn around and begin eating the male alive, often starting with the head, which sounds like it should immediately stop the process. But bizarrely, it can actually make mating continue more aggressively because insects have decentralized nervous systems. A mantis doesn't fully control movement from the brain alone. Once the head is removed, inhibitory signals disappear, causing the male's body to continue mating movements even more intensely. So the female is literally eating him while his body keeps reproducing automatically beneath her. Producing eggs requires enormous energy, especially for predatory insects. A male's body becomes a high-protein nutritional package that helps the female produce healthier offspring. In some cases, females that consume males lay more eggs than females that do not, which means the male's final contribution to fatherhood is becoming a post-mating protein shake. The Black Widow. The Black Widow has become so legendary that people almost treat it like myth, but the danger is very real. Female Black Widows are dramatically larger than males, sometimes outweighing them several times over. The male approaches cautiously across her web, carefully plucking vibrations like a nervous guitarist, trying not to trigger the world's deadliest alarm system, because to the female, everything touching the web is usually food. The male has to somehow communicate, "Please don't eat me, I'm here for romance," and occasionally, she disagrees. Contrary to popular belief, Black Widows do not always consume males after mating. Sexual cannibalism is less common in the wild than people think. But it absolutely happens, especially when females are hungry. And when it does happen, the male is at a horrifying disadvantage. He is smaller, weaker, trapped in her territory, and standing directly beside venomous fangs designed to liquefy prey from the inside. Some males attempt to escape immediately after mating like tiny, terrified criminals fleeing a crime scene. Others never make it out. But the redback spider, a close relative of the Black Widow, somehow evolved an even darker strategy. Male redbacks actively somersault into the female's mouthparts during mating. They literally position themselves to be eaten. This is not an accident. Scientists discovered that males who sacrifice themselves actually fertilize more eggs. While the female is distracted consuming him, mating lasts longer, increasing the chances that his genes successfully dominate future offspring. Evolution somehow turned self-sacrifice into a reproductive advantage. And if that sounds horrifying already, remember this. The female often stores sperm from multiple males and later decides whose genetics get used. So males evolved desperate strategies to maximize their odds in what is basically nature's most terrifying competition. Octopus. For an octopus, mating is not exactly a candlelit dinner. It is more like walking into a restaurant and realizing you might be the menu. In many octopus species, sex is risky because the female is often larger, stronger, hungrier, and not always in the mood to separate romance from lunch. Male octopuses do not mate the way most animals do. Instead, they use a specialized arm called a hectocotylus, which is basically the world's strangest delivery system. This arm transfers packets of sperm into the female's body, allowing her to fertilize her eggs later. But getting close enough to do that can be dangerous. Octopuses are solitary animals, not cuddly couples. They spend most of their lives alone, hunting, hiding, and defending themselves. So when one octopus approaches another, there is always a chance the meeting turns violent. Females may attack males during or after mating for several reasons. Sometimes it is simple hunger. Octopuses need a lot of energy, and after mating, a female may soon produce and guard thousands of eggs. During that time, she often stops hunting and spends her energy protecting them. A male nearby can become a convenient protein-packed snack. In other cases, aggression, stress, or size difference makes the male an easy target. If the female is much larger, the male is basically trying to flirt with something that can overpower him with 8 arms and 0 patience. That is why some male octopuses use safer strategies. They may stretch their hectocotylus from a distance, mate quickly, or approach carefully like they are defusing a bomb with suckers. Some even seem to prefer keeping space between themselves and the female, because in the octopus world, confidence is attractive, but survival is better. So yes, octopus mating can be brutal, strange, and weirdly practical. For the female, eating a mate may provide nutrients for future eggs. For the male, love is a gamble with terrible odds. In the octopus world, romance can literally become dinner. Anglerfish. In the deep seas, anglerfish male really takes the "I want to be part of your life," literally by biting their girlfriend and never letting go. That sounds like a horror movie written by a lonely fish, but for certain deep-sea anglerfish, this is real biology. And no, the female does not exactly eat the male in the normal sense. What happens is even stranger. Deep-sea anglerfish live in one of the emptiest, darkest places on Earth. There is almost no sunlight, food is rare, and finding another member of your own species is like trying to find one specific person in a blacked-out stadium the size of a planet. For males, this creates a huge problem. If he finally finds a female and swims away, he may never find another one again. So evolution gave him a terrifying solution. Become part of her. In some species, the male is tiny compared to the female. While she carries the famous glowing lure and does most of the hunting, he is basically a living sperm delivery system with fins. Once he finds her, he bites into her body, usually around her belly or side. Over time, their skin and tissues can fuse together. In the most extreme cases, their blood vessels connect and the male becomes permanently attached, receiving nutrients from her body like a biological phone charger that went way too far. This is called sexual parasitism because the male becomes dependent on the female to survive, while giving her sperm whenever she is ready to reproduce. It sounds disturbing, but in the deep sea, it is actually efficient. Instead of wasting energy searching again and again, the pair becomes a permanent reproductive team. So while anglerfish are often accused of eating their mates, the truth is somehow weirder. In the deep sea, romance is not about dating. It is about permanently attaching yourself to the only partner you may ever find. Scorpion. In the scorpion world, romance does not start with flowers. It starts with claws, venom, and a very real chance that someone will become a snack. Scorpion mating is one of the strangest dates in nature because both partners are armed predators. Before mating, the male and female grab each other's pincers and begin a strange courtship dance called the promenade à deux, which means walk for two. It sounds elegant, but it looks more like 2 tiny desert tanks wrestling politely while trying not to stab each other. During this dance, the male is not directly mating with the female. Instead, he is searching for the right surface. Once he finds it, he deposits a sperm packet called a spermatophore onto the ground. Then he carefully guides the female over it so she can take the sperm into her body. The whole process requires timing, control, and a lot of bravery because the female is not just a partner. She is also a hungry predator standing right in front of him. Sometimes, during or after mating, the female may attack or eat the male. This does not happen in every scorpion species, and it is not as common as people imagine, but it can happen when hunger, stress, aggression, or size difference changes the mood from romantic to extremely bad. If the female is bigger or desperate for energy, the male may become an easy meal. From the female's side, eating a mate can provide nutrients, which may be especially useful before pregnancy. Scorpions give birth to live young, and carrying developing babies takes energy. From the male side, the best strategy is usually simple. Finish the job and leave immediately. No cuddling, no awkward goodbye, just run. So scorpion mating is less like romance and more like a dangerous desert dance, where love can begin with a waltz and end with someone becoming dinner. Accuracy note: scorpion courtship commonly involves the promenade à deux and spermatophore transfer, while sexual cannibalism is reported but considered infrequent, anecdotal in many scorpions. Jumping spider. For a male jumping spider, flirting is not just about looking cute. It is about convincing a tiny 8-legged predator that he is a boyfriend, not lunch. Jumping spiders may look adorable with their huge eyes and fuzzy faces, but they are still skilled hunters. So when a male approaches a female, he is walking toward an animal that can absolutely kill him if the conversation goes badly. To survive, he has to perform. Many male jumping spiders use colorful body parts, leg waves, body vibrations, careful steps, and tiny courtship dances to impress the female. Basically, he shows up like a nervous contestant on a talent show where the judge might eat him. These dances are not random. They tell the female important information. I am the right species. I am healthy. I am not attacking you. Please do not bite my face. If the female accepts him, mating can happen safely. But if she is hungry, stressed, aggressive, much larger, or simply unimpressed by his performance, the situation can turn dangerous very quickly. Sometimes a female jumping spider may attack or eat the male during or after mating. This is not guaranteed, and many males survive, but sexual cannibalism can happen. From the female's side, a male is also a source of nutrients. That extra meal may help provide energy for producing eggs, especially in a tiny body where every bit of food matters. Nature is not always romantic. Sometimes it is just brutally practical. That is why males often approach very carefully. Some signal from a distance before getting close. Others move slowly, watch the female's reaction, and escape quickly after mating. For jumping spiders, courtship is partly romance, partly performance, and partly survival negotiation. So the next time you see a male jumping spider dancing, remember, he is not just trying to win her heart. He is trying to leave with all his legs attached. In the jumping spider world, love can start with a dance and end with dinner. Luckily, we don't have sexual cannibalism in human. Welp, we did. But anyway, animal world is cruel and fascinating. They prioritize their survival first to the point that they're willing to eat their mate and leave no crumbs. Very inspirational. Like what you see? Hit subscribe if you are interested in seeing more. It's free, and it genuinely helps this channel keep going. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.